If you put yourself in the admissions officer's shoes, I'm certain that you can prepare way better applications and will bring you one step closer to becoming GKS scholars. Thanks for checking into Studying Korea Dream. I'm your college concierge, Daniel. Today, I'm going to talk about the 6 types of worst candidates for GKS programs. I've been so busy receiving GKS applications these days, and you might be wondering why. I don't just literally receive applications. I renew their applications, and if there is any missing information or corrections needed, I tell the candidates to add or fix it. While doing it, I found 6 types of applicants who might give admissions officers a bad impression. Admissions officers have a ton of work to do and can't help but multitask all the time. In my case, I not only coordinate GKS-related work, but also coordinate in- and outbound student exchanges, an outbound English language study program, and international partnerships. These are just primary duties I've listed, barely scratching the surface. There's so much paperwork day in and day out. And starting last year, because of the pandemic, I've been keeping track of the international students' entry and exit of South Korea and managing self-quarantine for 14 days in cooperation with the local government. I have to deal with all of them at the same time, so my plate is pretty full every day. Imagine if you make the admissions officers, who you've never met before, irritated with your unprepared applications or unwanted poor attitude. Chances are you lose some points in the selection process. Their authority is actually stronger than you think. Depending on their will, they can leave good comments about you, which the admissions committee refers to. Especially, university admissions officers, not always, but can even connect you to professors if your applications are outstanding. Then, how can you make your applications outstanding? By avoiding these 6 things I'm about to tell you. After you finish watching this video, I'm sure the admissions officers will be happy to receive your applications. And before you watch this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. It helps me keep making informative and insightful videos for GKS hunters like you. Now, let's start. Type 1. Candidates who do not scrutinize the GKS guidelines and contact admissions officers by email or phone. This case is extremely common. Please give yourself some time to carefully read the GKS guidelines. It actually has almost all of the answers to your possible questions. The NIIED, which is the hosting institution for the GKS programs, even kindly uploads a file of frequently asked questions. If you ignore these and contact admissions officers, they'll probably advise you to refer to the GKS guidelines, or you might not even get a reply from them. To make it worse, if you ask questions that have been already answered in the guidelines, you could give the people in charge of GKS admissions an idea that you're not serious about the programs. So, please take some time to go over the GKS guidelines and its FAQs before asking questions. Type 2. Candidates who consciously or unconsciously pressure the admissions officers. I know when you do not receive a reply from the people in charge, you get worried. So, you might want to use these sentences like, I appreciate your prompt response. Thank you in advance for your swift reply. And I look forward to hearing from you as soon as possible. These are unwanted forcing sentences in disguise. When the admissions officers read your emails, they will be pressured. And some of them might get annoyed and reply to you late on purpose. They know you sent them an email, so please be patient for a couple of days. If you don't get a reply after 3 to 4 days, I recommend you write a follow-up email instead of using sentences to urge the people in charge to reply. But don't bombard them with follow-up emails. That's a big no-no. It can be filtered as spam. Here is a tip for you. Use Gmail or Yahoo Mail to communicate with them. I'm not promoting here, but if Google and Yahoo are watching my video now, I'm happy to discuss business offers with you. Admissions officers probably use their university or embassy emails. And if you use other local email services, there is a high chance that their work emails filter your emails as spam, and this can make you wait for extra days to get a reply from them, or you won't even get a reply at all. But for university track applicants, even if you took my advice and emailed them properly but didn't get a reply, then choose other universities. In this case, you can just judge the universities by their admissions officers. Type 3. Candidates who beat around the bush. If you have been watching this video from the beginning, you'll realize how busy the admissions officers are. But if you start your emails about how famous the universities are or how much South Korea has developed in every aspect, the readers will be tired and have to spend extra time finding your reasons why you sent them an email. You don't have to butter them up. Just cut to the chase and bring up what you need from them. Here's another tip. Put the main sentences in bold so that the people in charge can quickly catch what you want. Type 4. Candidates who are not sincere. This happens to university track applicants. You don't want to spend a group email to universities to fill them out. If I get this kind of emails, I do not reply because I need to find strong candidates and recommend them to the NIIED for the final decision. But these type of applicants does not look serious. It's like a romantic relationship. You don't want to date a Casanova in a relationship. Same thing. The admissions officers want someone who can focus on them only. You might think this would never happen, but I actually get 2 to 3 out of 10 emails like this. Type 5. Candidates who do not follow the instructions. Following the instructions are basic, but the most important attitude when applying for the GKS programs. The admissions committee does not want to take a risk selecting people who do not follow what they say. They always worry if GKS scholars drop out of school and do part-time work, or even disappear without reporting it. Both the NIID and Korean universities try hard to lower the bounce rate because it's a waste of time and money. For that reason, the NIID even established a restriction for those who had withdrawn from the GKS scholarship after being selected, including those who did not come to Korea after being selected and who dropped out or resigned from their studies in the past, cannot reapply for the GKS programs. There are many cases of type 5, but let me tell you frequent ones today from my GKS work experience. First, I told them to send me soft copies first, but they had already sent me hard copies without notice, and their applications needed a lot of tweaking, and I had to tell them to send me their soft copies first, and after they had got the OK from me, they had resent their applications. Second, I told applicants to make one PDF file of their applications because I didn't have time to open each file they sent. But some of them bombarded me with a bunch of files of their documents. Third, they did not submit their applications in the order of the checklist. I didn't rearrange their documents, but told them to send their applications in order. Fourth, they submitted their applications without filling out the GPA section completely, deleting blank pages between documents, and labeling documents in the top right corner. I had to forward their applications to the departments of the majors they were applying for to see if there were professors who wanted to advise them during their studies on campus. But I couldn't show incomplete applications. Type 6. Candidates who forge recommenders' signatures. I understand it's not easy to ask your professors to write letters of recommendation for you because they might not recognize you, or it might take so much time to get it from them because either they're in a foreign country or they asked you to write a draft for them. For these reasons, you get tempted to forge their signatures and pray the admissions officers don't notice anything. But this is a very bad idea. Not only does your application get disqualified, but also you will not be able to apply for the GKS programs again if the admissions officers report your unforgivable action to the NIIED. Unfortunately, I found one applicant who did this recently. I hope you, my dear study in Korean dreamers, don't bet your life on chance. If you put yourself in the admissions officer's shoes, I'm certain that you can prepare way better applications, and it will bring you one step closer to becoming GKS scholars. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. It means a lot to me. Thanks for watching. Now, enjoy your stay.